Alright, what's up guys, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. So today's video is another collection mail day. This is pretty much the final lot of cards I'm going to be getting from the seller who I've bought a number of collections off over the past year. And this is broken down into three sections. We're going to have one section of Unlimited GX. The second section is like TP cards. And the final section is a whole load of cards from DB1, DB2, DR1, DR2, DR3. Those older reprint sets. So yeah, we'll just jump straight in with the Unlimited GX stuff. Most of this is from the earlier GX sets, and most of it is North American print because that's where the seller is based. Yeah, so this is all in order from Solo the Duelist through to Light of Destruction. And yeah, it's kind of unusual to actually see someone collect the Unlimited cards from these sets. You get a lot of people doing first ed master sets and things like that. But this seller actually collected Unlimited sets alongside the first eds. So I already bought her first ed sets a while ago. But yeah, now this is just all the Unlimited stuff that she also collected. This is a really nice Armed Dragon level 7. Solo the Duelist cards often have a little bit more foil pattern in Unlimited compared to first edition. So you guys can probably see this has a decent amount of foil pop, whereas the first ed is pretty much just flat. And this one is really clean as well. Probably going to submit that to PSA. I haven't really decided what I'm doing with this Unlimited GX stuff. I'll sub a handful of the cards, but most of them aren't really worth subbing, so I'll probably just end up selling them raw on Instagram. But yeah, it's still cool to see them because, like I said, you just don't get a lot of people who actually kept these in good condition over the years. Alright, that's the end of Solo the Duelist. Now, Rise of Destiny only exists for for retail in Unlimited. They never made any hobby or European products in Unlimited, so there are no ultis of the supers or ultras in Unlimited. The only ones you can get would be, I think German Unlimited has hobby RDS as well as retail. The foil pattern on these I think is mostly the same between First Ed and Unlimited. It kind of varies by set for North American cards. Like Solo Duelist looks better in Unlimited. We're about to get onto Flaming Eternity, which I think actually looks worse in Unlimited. So yeah, it just kind of varies by set. So here's Flaming Eternity. You guys can see these Sacred Phoenixes don't really have a lot of foil pattern going on. Pretty much flat, whereas the first eds actually have more kind of lines and things in the foil. Some of them still look nice in Unlimited, but some of them look less good. Yeah, we have 4 Silent Swordsman level 5 Unlimiteds, which is pretty cool. Again, most of these cards, even if they're valuable in first edition, they're not worth that much in Unlimited, and I don't think there's many people who want to get them graded, so these will pretty much all be for sale raw. And Flaming Eternity, I think, was the final set where they released Hobby Unlimiteds in North America. TLM, which we're now getting onto, also has Unlimited Ultimate Rares that are hobby print and North American cardstock. Let's see if we can find one of them. So like this is a hobby ulti and it's Unlimited North American print. But this was not released in North America. This is for European boxes, which were made in North America and shipped to Europe. I've never figured out why that was the case because they printed first edition European boxes in Europe, and then for some reason with the Unlimited, they all came from North America. You guys can see some of the variation here. So these are both North American Unlimited Doriados. The one on the right is like a first ed TLM card. It has like absolutely nothing going on with the foil. The one on the left isn't amazing, but it does actually have a decent amount of foil pattern, which is not on the other copy. I haven't looked enough into it to know why that would be. I assume it's probably that one of them comes from the tins, one of them comes from boxes, or something like that. But yeah, I've never really looked into it. So this is getting towards the end of the Lost Millennium. Yeah, and then the rest of the sets, there weren't really a lot of ultis. I think the seller more or less stopped collecting the unlimited ultis after TLM. Just a handful of retail ultis. This is quite a nice one, Harpy's Pet Baby Dragon. Unlimited Enemy of Justice in North American print tends to look a lot better than First Ed. So I don't have a First Ed copy to hand, but it's pretty much just flat on the whole foil. Whereas this is a really nice pattern going across it. Yeah, now getting onto some of the later GX sets. Really just a handful of ultis and secrets. Finishing off with a Lila Lightsworn Sorceress from Light of Destruction. This also tends to look a lot better in Unlimited than First Ed. Especially, I'm not sure if this is a reprint. It might be a reprint, but they reprinted Light of Destruction in the Twilight edition, both for Europe and for North America, and those ultis look a lot better than any of the First Eds. Alright, so that does it for the Ultimate Rares. 1 second. Now, I did get some non-ultis as well, which I guess we can very quickly flick through. So this is just like the supers and the ultras from GX. Again, most of these are just going to be for sale raw. I think I actually have a full set of like SOD, RDS, FET, and TLM. So I'll probably sell those as full sets with the commons and rares. But aside from that, these will just be singles. Some of them probably aren't even worth selling as singles, to be honest. Yeah, I got a whole load of bulk with this as well. I think more than 10,000 commons with this shipment, so I'm going to have to figure out something there. I've got like 20 to 30,000 bulk commons that I've got in over the past year, which I haven't really had the time to do anything with, because they're not worth a great deal of money, so especially when you don't have a lot of time, it's not really worth sorting them all out and trying to sell them. But I will try and get around to that at some point. Alright, now we're on to the TP stuff. Starting with a couple of faded TP1 holos. Some awesome TP1 rares. This one is sadly heavy play, the Versago. Dragon Seeker from TP2 and a giant red sea snake. I think most of the holos from the tournament pack collection are not that gradable. They're like kind of 8s and 9s rather than 10s. But the rares are in pretty good shape, so I might grade a few of those. Toon Cannon Soldier. This one is pack fresh, but it has like a faded title, so that might affect the way it grades. These look pretty good, the Toon Tables. Always love this card, so I'll probably grade both of those. Some Fusion Sages. And this is, I think, the highest end card from the TP collection, Breaker the Magical Warrior. The price on this card is kind of crazy. I think like last year it was selling for $600-700 raw, which is just insane to me, because I think last time I bought one it was like $20-30, which was a long time ago, but still. Again, this one is very clean, just a bit off center, so I probably will grade it. Yeah, so that's the TP holos and rares. The rest of this is just a bunch of commons, some nice ones from TP1 and TP2, and then pretty much after that the commons and rares stop being worth anything, to be honest. Maybe like 50 cents to $1 per card, but not really anything more than that. Yeah, so that's the end of the, I guess the second half of this collection. Or the second and third, rather. And now we're getting on to the Dark Beginning stuff, which was actually most of what I spent on this, because it's an insane quantity of cards. I was kind of back and forth whether I wanted to buy these, because it's kind of hard to shift Dark Beginning stuff. But the seller in the end gave me a really good price for buying the whole set of them all together. So yeah, this is a complete set of each of them. So this is a complete set of DB1. Pretty much all of this is pack fresh, like 9 to 10 worthy. There are some cool rarity bumps in DB1, like Pot of Greed as a super is probably the most famous. And some of them got downgraded as well, like super rares instead of ultras on these. But on the whole, they didn't make that many cool choices with the rarities. Makura is another nice card that they added in. So yeah, I don't really find it hard to understand why most collectors skip these sets, because even though you do get some stuff out of them, most of it just feels like collecting the original 11 sets all over again. Now that's the complete set. The rest of this is just extras that came with the set. Some Exodia pieces to go with the extra heads. And yeah, this is still DB1. All right, that's the end of DB1. Next up is a complete Dark Beginnings 2 set. Again, not that many cool rarity changes. Some supers, which used to be ultras, but I feel like it really wasn't until Dark Revelation 4 that they started making better choices with like upgrading a lot of commons and rares that deserve to be holos. So Cannon Soldier is a pretty cool one from DB2. But nearly all of these were already holos in their original releases, so even if it's like ultra instead of secret, it's just not as cool as when it's being upgraded. Susa Soldier is another one that they made a holo for the first time. That might honestly be it for Dark Beginnings 2. Yeah, and so that's, I think, the end of the complete set, and then these are just the extras again. Oh, hold on, wait. That's DB2, right. So that was all of the extras from DB2. Now there was a whole bunch of DR1 in this collection. I think something like 80, 85 DR1 holos, which is kind of crazy. So we're starting off again with the complete set. Pretty much all of these are North American prints. Again, DR1 didn't really do a lot of cool stuff with the rarities. I think Dark Paladin is still the most valuable card in the set, but it's basically just a repeat of MFC. It's still an ultra rare, same artwork, everything like that. And yeah, some cards getting downgraded again from ultra to super. I think Coffin Seller might be the only card in the entire set that got upgraded in this, in terms of not being a holo and then being a holo afterwards. So probably one of the least cool sets to collect. Although still better than Dark Revelation Volume 3. That one is a horrible set. It's literally just like SOD to TLM. Same rarities, just without the ultis. So yeah, a few extras of Coffin Seller. And just a whole bunch of, like, mostly super rares, but some of the ultras as well, just added on top. The deal was pretty much I paid full market on the complete set, and then I just got these as, like, bonuses. Alright, and that's the end of Dark Revelation Volume 1. You guys can see that's a big stack of holos. And for all of these reprint sets, I have, like, between 2 and 3 complete sets of the non-holos, all of the commons and rares, which I definitely don't need. So if anyone is interested in collecting a full set, feel free to hit me up, and I would be very happy to sell those non-holo sets. Since the holos are gradable, I'm not sure if I'm going to sell a complete set of each set, because that would involve, I guess, selling a lot of cards raw, which have a decent amount of grading potential, but that's something I'll probably decide in the next few weeks. So yeah, DR2 has the ultra rare Chaos Trio. These are kind of desirable just because DR2 is a more of a short printed set compared to DB1 or DR1. And there were a couple of European prints included in this set as well, which is really nice. I don't have like any comparisons of the exact same card side by side, but just in general, you guys can probably see the DR2 in European print. Let's put this data list next to the Strike Ninja. Has a lot more gloss on the surface compared to the American one, which is kind of just flat. And it just means that the foil pops really nicely as well. Like you guys can see, that data list has a lot of pop in the right light, like that. With the North American print looks okay, but I guess it's just a slightly less vivid pop to the foil. So yeah, again, this is a complete set of Dark Revelation Volume 2. Still not too many rarity bumps. Ryukoki is I think it used to be the most valuable card in the set at one point, or one of the most valuable cards, just because it got bumped up from a common in Invasion of Chaos to being a super. But again, aside from that, most of these were already holos in the original release. All right. And that is the end of the complete set. Then just like a few extra dark magic attacks and another first sarcophagus. And that pretty much brings us to the end of the video, guys. Not as crazy as some of the other collection mail days I've had from the same seller, but still a lot of cool stuff in here. You don't see too many of those unlimited GX cards or the reprint cards floating around in actual collections. So I was still happy to pick it all up for the right price. And yeah, a lot of it will be for sale, but I have a big backlog at this point of like cards I need to sell raw. I've still got all of the first Ed GX stuff I haven't listed, and I think like some unlimited original print stuff as well. I just haven't had the time to sit down, take a load of photographs, and do a claim sale on Instagram. But I will get around to that at some point, so you can expect to see these for sale maybe in a few weeks from now. Hard to promise much, it just depends when I'm able to get some time. But yeah, with that being said, this pretty much brings us to the end of the video. So this is Schlost signing out, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.